we go. Come on. No comments?
It's probably broken.
It is.
Again?
Probably. Were you here the week that I was trying to figure it out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
All right, you guys. Let's see some comments.
Yeah.
Make sure Clint's got it going good.
There we
I'm
go.
sure
There's
it's
26. All right. They're firing in here.
I'm sure it's broken.
They're firing in. They're firing in.
There's no comments yet. I
No,
know we're going to get...
Guys.
I bet we got a comment from one dingleberry we know driving right now.
Cameron?
Maybe. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Money back.
Yeah.
Brooke Drew, what's up? Yo, yo.
It's working.
We're here.
Is it?
Yeah. Yep, there we go. Dang, on time tonight. Yes.
We're
are
early.
We're very well on time.
Todd's rocking out in the studio.
Pops is back here. Freaking rocking out.
St. Mary's, Idaho, what's up? How's the water looking coming down river from over there?
What's the good word? The good word is we're still steelhead fishing. Trying to. And yeah, and just trying to get through these last few weeks of steelhead season and start rolling into springers.
Been a struggle the last
10 days.
7 to 10 days for water conditions, that's for sure.
Yeah, lots of up and down. I think it rained a lot more than what our rain totals actually said.
Yeah,
I think so.
I know people in Carson that said they have old people that have rain gauges, and one guy said he got 9 inches in 3 days.
Wow.
9 inches of rain.
Carson too.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah. Dang.
Where's Mineral, Washington?
Up past my house.
Nice. So you guys know the drill. Yep, I see a lot of people stating where they're watching from. Don't forget to give this thing a thumbs up. Share it out there to your buddies. Send it out in a text. Share it on Facebook. Share it on YouTube. Whatever you can do to help us out. Let's get it up to 350 today, and I'll give away a free seat in my boat for Lower Columbia Spring Chinook. I will give away a free seat.
But you have to go tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going tomorrow. Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
350 and a free seat. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll do it.
350. I mean, there's some incentive right there.
I know. That's a great incentive. I just don't think they'll do it.
Well, you know.
If I was them, I'd open up all my kids' iPads with it open on YouTube.
Do you have a mic? Do you have a mic right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, I should turn it on now.
They can hear me without my mic. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Sam,
I don't need a mic.
Yeah, you can get a free seat.
And big shout out to Stevens Marine for
Yeah.
sponsoring this live stream. Apparently that's correct.
Live stream. Sorry.
And always taking care of our boats. I know they've done me well.
Yeah, I've had to go in there a handful of times over the last couple months. My Merc was throwing engine code.
Yeah.
And they figured it out, dialed it in, and haven't had it happen since. So.
Oh yeah, you put a Merc on your big boat, huh, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm sure all of us are going there really shortly to get props put on for Columbia season. I know.
I wish I had a prop.
Oh, you don't have one?
I don't have a prop, no.
Well,
Nope, we're pumping it.
You should
Yeah.
Why don't you put one on?
You got to have one to put one on.
Yeah, you gotta have one, and if you don't have one, you have to pay for one, and then put it on. So, yeah. Yeah, Thomas, that is correct. Get this up to 350, and I will give away one free seat to some lucky winner for a Lower Columbia Spring Chinook.
There's no way that's right.
I mean, if you guys want it to happen, you guys got to like and share and
Get all your friends on there.
Yeah, get some other viewers. Let's go. I'll even share it. I'll even share it on my feed. How about that? How about that? 350 viewers, and I'll give away a free seat on the lower Columbia for Spring Chinook this season.
Yeah, keep liking and sharing out there, you guys. We're talking trolling Springer techniques tonight.
Yeah, we got some bait. We got some
Hardware.
We got both 360 and triangle rods in the house tonight. So we're gonna try and cover it all for you guys. So yeah, if you 350 views, I just saw. So let's see. Yeah, just start firing any questions that you guys have about any of the riggings, anything pertaining to trolling for Spring Chinook.
I think next week we're talking anchor fishing and bank fishing techniques.
Yeah. Yep.
Which might be pretty effective this year with how the water's turning out.
Yeah, I mean, it keeps going the way it's going. We're going to all be sitting on anchor.
Yeah. Which isn't the end of the world. I've had a lot of really good days anchor fishing.
I've been a part of a handful of really good anchor days. I've also got a pretty good story. I think my dad has a really good story for an anchor day. Yeah, he's got one from way back in the day. I don't know how old I was. I must have been like 4.
5.
Yeah, 5, 4 or 5. Yeah. Yeah, we'll just say there was 2 fatalities.
No, there's more than that.
Well, more than that, but 2 fatalities at once.
I can remember sitting on
Say
anchor
that.
one day, and it was so good. Like, I limited out 6 guys, and I just got my phone. It was like 9 a.m., and I'm just calling people. I'm like, get out here. Get to the launch.
Clint, make sure you're going through and favoriting some of these.
No.
A lot of dropper length for triangles questions.
You want
I've
me to-
seen.
Yeah, make sure. So just going forward here, guys, if you do have a question, what do we like? Q, comma,
Sure.
and then the
yeah.
question. Ask your question. Start with a...
Did Ryan dye his beard? Definitely not. It's natural.
Did you celebrate St. Patrick's Day yesterday?
I didn't even know it was St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, my wife
yesterday.
made corned beef.
I didn't even know it was
And we
St.
were both
Patty's
like,
Day.
this is, it's okay.
Yeah. Yep. Triangles and little fish. Okay.
Must be talking bait fish.
Yeah. See a lot of lead questions, a lot of dropper length questions.
Bumper length.
Big flashers, normal or small. I don't know. That one's... Oh.
There's ads? Give me a break. The
ad.
F.
Bobby says your mic's quiet.
It's on mine.
No, mine.
Is yours on?
Yeah. I can see it registering on the screen. But yeah, it's not going past that green line most of the time.
Let's see. Talk.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, let's start.
Yeah, let's go to new comments, Clint.
Better start
Okay,
talking
Cameron.
triangles.
Yeah, I think we fire it off with triangles and go from there.
So there's a lot of different people out there that have different opinions on dropper length. Me personally, over the years, Springer fishing Lower Columbia, I'm all about 12 to 14 inches. That is the magic number that I've played around.
Yeah, I'd say the same.
And it seems to be the go-to.
Yeah.
Just gets that bait down in the strike zone where those fish are going to be sitting in those little impressions in the humps in the sand.
It really allows you to be dragging the bottom.
Yep.
in certain spots. So, like you said.
And just enough to keep your flasher and your bait out of the dirt.
Yeah.
The sand, sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, so, and I like line diameter or pound rating. I like 15. I don't like to go much heavier than that.
Yeah.
If I hang up, I want to break off.
Yep.
I know some guys have a little bit of different opinion on that, but
Yeah, mine's 15.
Yeah.
And then I'll run a dual lock on the top just to snap it on real quick.
Yeah.
And then same on the bottom. I know a lot of people will do like a loop.
I know One year I had leads made with a barrel swivel added to the lead in the mold.
Yeah.
So you drilled it out. So then that way you didn't ever have that dropper. Like, you know how sometimes it'll like kind of start spinning on you and you go to reel it up and it does the curly Q thing, or just kind of spring loaded.
Yep.
So I did that, and that seems to help a little bit on that.
That's nice. Yeah, I don't think I've ever used those. But yeah, I can see how that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
Especially
all we did is just drill out the mold so you could stick it in there and it just sit in there when you pour your leads.
Nice.
But bumper length on triangle.
I don't think it really matters. I always have my bumpers set up to where if I want to fish a 360, all I have to do is just put the 360 in between the dual locks.
So you're like 20 to 24 inches somewhere in there.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah.
24. That's the go-to.
Yeah. Depending on water clarity, I like to go a little bit shorter. I'm probably more in the 18-inch range.
So you have a set of bumpers for triangles and then a set
Yeah,
of
I do it a little
bumpers
bit different than a lot of guys. I have bumpers on my 360s, so when I decide I'm going to switch over, all I do is unclip my dropper, clip on my 360 flasher, and then the bumpers stay on the triangles too.
Yeah, gotcha.
So a little bit more work at home, but I can just plug and play when I'm out on the water.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
yeah, I don't think bumper length truly matters. I think
no, the only thing it matters is like if you go too long on the bumper. I like to run pretty long, especially if the water's clear. I'll be like 5, almost 6 feet. So if you add 24 inches to your triangle,
yeah. When you go to lift that fish,
what is a triangle? Then 9, 10 inches.
Yeah.
Then you got 5.5, 6 feet off of that. There's a lot to get that fish to the net.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the only reason. It's not that you won't hook as many fish with the longer bumper, but for me, I like to shorten it up a little bit. So that way clients and people are easier to lift the fish to the net.
For sure. That makes sense.
And you know those springers, they come up and they're just like right on the outside reach of that net, just shaking their head, doing this.
Yep.
And I don't know how many times I've netted those springers, and like as soon as they hit the net, those hooks coming out.
Yeah, I feel like that happened. I feel like that's a single hook thing.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And at least with the triangles, I don't know a lot of people that fish a treble hook behind a triangle.
No.
Especially the lead hook.
Yeah.
Trailing hook, there could be some times where that would be good.
Yeah, there was.
I just run.
I think we talked about it last week when Gaffney was in here from Harbor Herring, and there was a time one year that they were biting it super aggressive, and I just ran a number 2 treble and a single hook, and that was good that year. But it's not like. That's not my go-to. It catches a lot more debris and stuff like that. But that year it worked really well.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, should we go through the whole entire setup?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it. So, I was just gonna leave it here. Yeah. This is a very small studio for a 10'9" rod. So. Here, I'm just going to move this one out until we need it.
Why do you have to do
One for 360 and then one for triangles. Yeah. Yeah. So, we have a 1092H X rod. That's a 10'9". I believe it's 10 to 40. 15 to 30. Down to the Coldwater SS line counter to 65-pound braid, high vis braid, and a lot of people will say high vis doesn't matter or anything, and I believe it doesn't matter. The only reason I like to run it is just so when it's sitting there in the rod holder, you can see the line angle super easy. You're not really having to move your head around. You can just glance over and it's right there to see it. So
more important when you're running 6 rods or 7 rods out there.
For sure. And then I run it down to an 8 mil bead to my line lock. 8 mil bead. To a line lock. And then I've got my dropper right here. This is a 12-inch dropper.
side cam that?
That might be a 14-inch dropper, actually. That's a 14-inch dropper for sure. He's got a side cam.
You're not gonna... I don't know if you guys can see the dropper there.
Yeah, so we got...
But that, yeah, it looks like about a 14-inch dropper.
Yeah, we've got the bead, the line lock, dropper, to a six bead chain. And then I've got my bumper here to another 6 bead chain, to the dual lock, to the triangle. Down at the bottom, another dual lock and another 6 bead chain. I'll move it up for you. And then attaching my leader is just another dual lock to about a 4-foot leader down to, here, I'll take this, down to a double hook setup. And that's just that's a 5/0 fine wire addicted bait hook to another 4/0 addicted fine wire bait hook. And that's going to be pretty general.
Did you say the line poundage you like for your braid?
Oh, so 65,
yeah.
65 on the braid, and then I just go 50-pound bumper, and then for my leader line for the business end is 30-pound fluorocarbon.
And definitely don't be shy, you guys. You can. I ran 50 for springer fishing, and it works well. 65 is kind of. I know we all run that for fall fish and everything, and
yeah.
But definitely don't be shy to run the 50-pound. Yeah, for springers.
Yeah, 50-pound braid. That's what I do on all like my back troll rods.
Yeah.
When I'm back trolling in the tributaries and stuff, it's all 50 pounds.
One thing I noticed, like on certain years when we were deep trolling triangles and like when the water's low and clear and the fish are out in the middle of the shipping lane, like I really like the line angle. I'm all about the, like I adjust my ledge properly if I'm fishing certain. I want that 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
When I'm trolling. So I noticed that year when I was out in like 40 to 55 foot humps that the 50 just had a better line angle running my, because I don't like to run any more than 12 ounces for herring. And when you're trolling triangle flashers, I definitely noticed like probably this year we got a little color that came into the systems. We're probably going to be in that 30 to 12 foot of water range.
Yeah.
And I see you guys asking on lead. I really like to be in that 6 to 10 range, and that's when I'm running 6 rods. I'll run 6 out the back, 8 in the middle, and 10s in the front.
Yeah.
If the fish are out in the middle of the river and we're doing the shipping lane, I'm probably 12, 10, 10. So you definitely want to have that lead that make sure you're hitting the bottom. And what I think it is it's really helping fall behind those, because the farther you get out, the bigger the humps are in the river.
Yeah.
So I think it really helps when you're bouncing at the top of the hump and that gear's dropping down behind them where those fish are hiding. Seems to really help getting bit more.
Yeah, and then for leader lengths, guys, what I do is I always go from the bottom hook up to my chest, and that's roughly 4.5 feet. That's pretty general. You can go longer. I know Ryan was just saying that, sometimes he'll run a 5, 6 foot leader.
I go. And 1 foot for a springer. Arm length.
Yeah.
Jason says that's 4.5 feet. It's really 3.5 feet.
Probably.
But I run a lot of triple hook setups, so when you're tying on 3 hooks, you're losing some of that length. But 4.5 to 5.5 foot range, I think, is really the
pretty general.
The dial distance.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Water's real dirty. I've seen it down to like a 40-inch leader, and running. I run the old. Who made these triangles first? I can't even think of the name right now.
Fish flash.
The fish flash, the big ones.
The 11 inchers.
Yeah, the huge ones.
Yeah.
And I've seen where those rods are just crushing it, where the regular normal sized triangle is just not getting bit.
Yeah.
And that's when we have that little bit off color water.
Yeah.
You're talking the Yakima, the big ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
The big owls?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
11-inch plaid.
Yep, the plaid chrome.
The original OGs.
Yeah.
You got Kelly green, chartreuse, red, blue.
Dude, Kelly green is such a killer for springers. I freaking love Kelly green. Kelly green spin glow. Oh yeah. Dialed. Another thing that some people do with their leaders for rolling herring too is sometimes about right in the middle of the leader, sometimes guys will tie an inline bead chain. Most of the time it's just a 4-bead chain. And that's just to reduce the spin up the line. Like if your herring's not rolling on, rolling correctly, or it's rolling super, super fast or whatever, sometimes it'll twist the leader line up, and that bead chain just kind of relieves a little bit of that twist in the middle of the leader.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. I wouldn't say it's like super common.
No.
But there are a handful of guys that
I feel like
swear by it.
If the time I run it like that is when I'm not running a flasher.
Just
So
a bait and weight.
when I'm running a bait and a weight, I'll just run a barrel swivel, a 6-bead chain halfway in the middle of my leader, and then the herring.
Okay. When are you doing that?
I don't know. I feel like sometimes we're over flashing these fish. If the water's clean, you got 6 rods out, you're going by fish. You see 200 boats out there trolling, that's when that shines.
Okay.
When
when
there's
there's
a few
200
fish
boats
being,
out there and no one's catching.
when there's a few fish being caught, but you're like, man, there's a lot of gear in the water.
Yeah, simple it up.
I'll usually put one on my rod and see how that works.
Yep. I remember first starting to troll back in the day with Pops, and that's what we used to catch more, was just bait and weight.
Yeah, and I was on
That was
I was in the channel one time with a couple of my old buddies that are in their 80s, and I'm like, oh no, I gotta have this triangle, and those guys were running the Canadian style reels with just a dropper and a weight, and they kicked my butt that
Like
day.
the mooching reels?
Yeah, the old
Oh,
Canadian,
goodness.
1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were wrecking them. And finally I go, all right, I'm taking my flasher off. After like 5 fish, and I caught a big squawfish, they're like, oh yeah, that flasher's really working, huh? And so I took the flasher off, and I ended up getting bit. But yeah, I mean, if these fish are seeing that much stuff, I've seen it at buoy 10 too with triangles. When you look around and there's 1,000 boats, there's fish around, and yeah, there's a couple getting caught. I call it flasher shy. Like, they've seen too much of these triangle flashers.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different now. That was pre kind of the 360 game down there, but
Yeah. Yeah, because the triangle is not, implementing there's a fish feeding.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It's just an attractor to catch your eye.
Exactly.
Yeah. I actually won the tournament one year because of that. Like, I looked around, no one's getting bit. I said, everyone reel up, unclip your flashers, just clip your leader right on. And there was like 2,000 boats, and all of a sudden we just started crushing them. And I'm like, you hear like 10 boats over there, like, they don't have flashers on. I was like, you guys keep it down, keep it down. But yeah, it all depends on how many rods. And I saw a guy talk about double flashers. That's kind of a Willamette thing that guys have done over the years. I call that the Willamette special.
I've never done it. I've never done the double flasher.
Gets a little expensive when you start hanging up, but
yeah,
I've definitely seen when the water's real dirty that the double flashers have worked.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, just double the attractant, right?
Like $40, $50 snags.
Yeah.
There's no snags in the channel.
None.
But
yeah. Well, let's go through a couple of these questions right here and just see what kind of pertains to triangle flashers, and then we'll answer some of those, and we'll probably move on here to 360s, because I mean, really the only time that we're fishing triangles is early season, water clarity down, we're trying to hug the bottom.
Yeah.
That's kind of the time that the triangle shines, is when we're trying to.
I kind of only fish them
the
anymore. Lower Columbia, Springer season.
There's
a few tides at buoy 10 that I do fish them. Those hard incoming tides that it's just like the 360s are overworking. There's about 4 days that I run triangles down there, and I'll admit it. Like, everyone's like, "No, you don't. You don't even have them." I'm like, "Yeah." Certain tides when you're holding at the bridge and stuff, like your 360s just overworking, but
pumping.
yeah. So,
Your client every time it bumps, he's like, "Oh my god, I'm getting a bite." No, we're just sitting in freaking fast current.
Yeah, and you're trying to hold, and you're just going backwards, like flying back. You're like, yeah, these aren't working.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, what other questions we got? Triangle flashers, you guys. Dropper length for triangles, we talked about that. 12 to 14 inches.
12 to 14. Bumper lengths
The
for...
key is just shorter than your bumper, so it doesn't pull back into your flasher.
Huh?
Correct.
Dropper should be shorter than your bumper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So make it whatever, but don't make it 14 if your bumper is only 12.
I heard that completely wrong.
Yeah.
It's all right, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, 12 to 14 inches on the dropper to your lead, and anywhere from 18 to 24 inches for your triangle. Like we talked about, whatever makes it easier for you guys to pull those fish to the boat is going to be better.
Yeah.
You get too far out there, and you're just going to be to where you can't net the fish when it's right at the boat, ready to be netted.
Yeah, you're going to be maxing those rods out. Yeah.
So,
trolling for springers, is it a good idea to go big with flashers or keep it normal or even smaller? I mean, it's hard to go wrong with just the standard. I think they're 8-inch,
yeah,
8-inch triangle flasher. You know, whether it's the Yakima or the short bus. I prefer the short bus chrome because it's kind of hard to beat chrome. But I don't know. I would say it's good to have a handful of everything. So
yeah, I definitely have all three sizes down to the little tiny ones that are like what you'd think for like kokanee and stuff. And like I said, it depends how many rods you got out. Like if I'm going out and I'm fishing 3 rods, I'm gonna have an 8-inch short bus that size flasher on every rod.
Yeah.
Now if I'm running 6 rods every day, like a lot of times if those front 4 rods don't get bit, I'll start playing with those back 2 a little bit different, because you know the triangles are already pulling the fish to your gear, and maybe they're not liking it all of a sudden. And so I'll play a little bit different on my back couple rods.
Then the last ones they see are just a little bit different.
A little bit smaller, a little bit more subtle presentation sometimes. Maybe not a cut plug, maybe a whole bait back there.
Yeah.
But something a little different.
I don't like trolling herring. What is the next best option? Stuffer baits.
Super baits.
Skinny minis and super baits. Original super baits.
I've definitely had a lot of success on the full-size cut plug brads, super bait. I would say for springers, generally speaking, the ones that look like a herring.
Yeah.
Blackjack, blue Hawaiian, shamrock.
Yep. And you can put herring in those.
Oh, yeah.
Mash that herring up and
stuff
her in there and send it.
If you don't like cutting herring and dealing with it, try to go more of the natural colors, it seems like, in the lower Columbia. You know, there's times, rotten banana and stuff like that. But I feel like sticking to that more natural look for lower Columbia springers seem to be the ticket.
You got to think, because they're blasting up the river. They're not swimming slow. They're not setting up to stage anywhere. And, you know, I shouldn't say that. They're blasting to get through to that stage zone.
Yeah, they're moving to go somewhere.
Yeah. So natural. You know, they didn't leave the ocean too long ago. So let's see, dragging bottom or suspended. Well, for a triangle,
always tapping.
I want to be bumping the bottom every once in a while.
Now, not hammering, but touching. Definitely tapping the bottom here and there.
Yeah.
If not, I feel like you're not even in the zone for lower Columbia springers.
Yep. And then for 360s, suspended.
Yeah.
Slightly suspended.
Suspended, but for 360 fishing lower Columbia, you definitely got to be not like fall fish. They're not going to shoot up 10 feet to come grab it.
Yeah, no.
You're definitely going to have to kind of be working those rods a little bit more and keeping it in the zone.
For sure.
Just because the water's colder and the clarity's not there. But do you troll without a dropper? Not for triangles.
Triangles, I always have a dropper on. 360s, I've never ran a dropper.
Yeah, different story.
Yeah.
You answer this one.
If you were to pick one depth to go on your line counter, I don't even, honestly, you guys.
1 foot off the bottom.
Yeah, 1 foot up.
I don't care what my line counter says.
Yeah, no.
Season.
No, you're not paying attention to that.
Let it out, touch bottom, come up 1 crank, and then once you're like settled in, like I tell my guys, like they even joke with me sometimes, my clients, because I'm like half full on the bow rods, and they're like, oh, 137. They'll go like this, and I'm like, because that's honestly, the more you're adjusting your rods, the more you're gonna get bit.
Yeah, the closer to the bottom sometimes is best.
And how many times?
Have that one
Buddy, like I have, that's every time you look over at him, you're like, yo, you're dragging. And he goes, yep. And like, yo, you're dragging.
And I don't know how many times I've seen where we're trolling along, and I'm like, hey, take a pull on those middle rods. And I haven't seen them tap in a while, you know. And all of a sudden, always go nice and slow when you pull out. They pull out, and all of a sudden that rod just starts getting bit. Like the fish is following it. That little bit of slow up is all it took.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that guy that's always dredging, he catches a lot. And I think it's because he's spending the time, even though he's not messing with it, and it's dredging, it's on the bottom.
Yeah, there's like a happy medium, because if you're over dragging, you're going to tangle with a triangle.
Oh, no, I agree.
You're gonna blow your baits out all the time.
But that guy that's always dredging seems to get him on my boat, and it drives me bonkers.
Yeah, so you want to be touching bottom, but you don't want to be just hammering away all the time.
Yeah, and there's no, like we were saying, there's no like set, like in the fall time, we have our numbers that we like, you know. Like, there's
in the
no
spring,
set.
I swear, you don't even, a line counter is
irrelevant.
Yeah, irrelevant.
Yeah. Bottom is what you need. Feel the bottom.
Yep.
Here's one, real cut plug versus stuffer baits. I think if you're going to ask that question, everybody's going to say we prefer for spring Chinook, lower Columbia, a real herring.
Yeah.
I can't say that I feel like I'm going to go out there with Brad's cut plugs or super baits or some of the other stuff out there and ever be able to compete with the guys, the top boats that are trolling real bait. Like, I just don't think it's going to happen. Now, can you go out there and do well? Yes. But definitely real bait over plastic.
The thing that I've always thought about was usually the fish that want to bite a bait are only going to want to bite a bait. And those fish that want to bite hardware or a stuffer bait will eat either or.
Exactly.
So it's never a bad thing. Like Ryan was just saying, if you have 6 rods out, there is no shame in running a hard plastic bait. It's something different.
And water temps are, I think, probably the most important when it comes to that. We don't know what we're dealing with. We were looking at really warm water.
Yeah.
Clear water.
Now, it might be a little different.
I mean, now it's going to be colder, so I think herring's going to shine. Like, that warmer water, like prawn spinners, anchovies, stuffer baits, all that stuff can really shine once you get up into that. I always say 50 degrees.
50, 52.
Yeah.
Yep.
50, 52. Naked spinners I've seen work good for springers.
Yeah.
But if it's colder, if it's under 50, I feel like herring is number one.
Yeah.
You guys change your dropper lengths if you're using real, like herring versus the stuff for bait?
Nope, same.
12 to 14. Nope.
Fish are hugging the rug in that cold water.
Talk about speed, because it is different when you're not doing 360, right? Because 360, you just care about the action. But what about triangle fishing?
Slow.
As slow as you can go while still getting that bait to roll.
Yeah, I'll even run drift socks when I'm trolling to hold my bow down, and even go slower than, especially if it's a little bit bumpy out, there's a lot of boats around, it just plants that nose down. I can get a little bit more RPM and have a little bit more control. I mean, to me, triangle fishing for springers on the lower Columbia is a finesse game. It really is. It's not. 360 fishing is power trolling.
Yeah.
Triangle fishing, lower Columbia, springers is finesse. So the slowest you can go with your bait spinning is ideal, I think.
Yeah. Get like that 1.1.
I don't even know, because if the tide's outgoing or whatever,
right.
Honestly, I kind of look at my line angle and my bait, and I would say 8 ounces is a good line angle to watch, because obviously if you're running 3 different weights, you're going to have different line angles. So 8 ounces is a good, like, if you're going to go out and run 3 rods, put 8 ounces on every one of them, you're good in that 32 to 12 feet of water.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see your line angle good with that. So.
How do you pick your color flasher?
Chrome. What gives off the most reflection? Now sometimes
I would
low light,
say chrome and some form of chartreuse. Antifreeze, chartreuse, Sweet Abbey, bacon, electric pole dancer. I'm gonna put one of those out almost every day, unless it's sunny, middle of the day. I'm gonna have some color out on a couple rods.
Oh, dude, cloudy days, pole dancer is a killer.
That and I like the hallucinator.
Oh yeah, the hallucinators. It's a good one.
Hallucinator.
But it's almost my nemesis flasher. Like,
yeah.
Only on cloudy, rainy days do I do good on that. And I see guys running it and doing good, and I got buddies that have done well on it, and that one's a little bit my nemesis flasher.
Yeah.
It doesn't love me.
Or you can do my method is I have every flasher in my boat, and you think I'm joking. JT should love me because I've bought all my flashers, but I look over when the guy's catching a bunch of fish, and I'm like, oh, look at that flasher, and I have 2 of them of every color on my boat, and I pull them out. And I will say sometimes that does make a difference.
Oh, yeah, I like that bottom question. Is Jason going to eat a herring?
Absolutely not, Cole.
Lame.
Absolutely not.
That's a no-go.
Yeah, and good luck catching your first springer this year. I know you can do it, buddy. You goofball.
Yep. What about this?
What's up?
Would you ever troll a squid behind the 360? I asked this question.
I know guys have done it, and Gaffney talked about it last week.
That's because I was asking about it.
Not a lot of success on it.
Mm-mm.
They like that spin and that roll, and I think I don't know how you're going to get a squid to.
It's more of an ocean thing, more of a feeding grounds thing. Like up out of CQ, up out of Nia Bay, Port Angeles, La Push area. That's where I think it could wreck.
And we're seeing a lot of different questions. I want to say the one thing: don't overthink this, you guys. The most important thing in triangle fishing, Lower Columbia Springers, is getting out there, and like I said, it's a finesse game and feeling what speed and getting your baits to spin perfect and spending time learning your troll lines. Like, just because you hear of a bite over here, if you're like dialed in and you kind of know what you're doing in an area, just wait for those fish to come because they're coming up the river. It's not like you're going to run over there in a place you haven't trolled and do well,
Top 3 things that will lead you to success in Lower Columbia triangle trolling. Good bait, good spin, and them being there.
Yeah.
They have to be there.
Yeah, we talked about that. Like, just go out there, fish some baits, go through, make sure you're dialed. The fish are going to show up in numbers here real soon. And I think that's the most important thing. Not color of your bait, not color of your flasher, is figuring out what it takes for you guys out in your own boats to troll, to get the spin at the proper speed.
I agree.
What do you think, Clint?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're dropping that bait down, you know how it is. Like when you drop that one in, you go, oh, damn, look at that one. Like when it's spinning good, that is always the one that gets bit. And when I do that, I'm just saying, I don't know why I don't spend more time. If I cut one and it's not doing it, I'm like, it'll fish. Just put it down there. But then when I do put one out and it's spinning exactly the way I want it, it gets nailed. I don't know why I don't spend more time either recutting it or putting a fresh one out or doing something to get the right spin. Because
that's the most important to me.
Yeah.
Once you get a good spinning bait, take care of it. One more thing I wanted to talk about. It's real important, you guys. If you haven't triangle fished and you're used to doing the, 360s have gotten so popular for fall fish and other stuff like that. The number one thing with these, you guys, is letting them down slow. These will tangle so bad on you. A lot of times I have my guys one pull, and I guess that's the only time the line kind of works. I'll have people go, say I'm in 25 feet. I'll say pull slow out to like 24, and then fine tune where you touch bottom. Guys that are just dumping it, These things tangle so bad compared to the 360. It's not even funny.
Yep.
So,
It's the worst.
take your time, you guys. We're going. Usually, we're trolling these trolls that are anywhere from a mile to 2.5 miles down the river. Whenever these tangle, it's always in the first 50 yards. Dumping lines out, and usually it's after you got bit or caught a fish.
Yeah,
Guys
you're
are
all
excited. In my boat, I'm like, hey, guys, slow down. Let these things out nice and slow, and that way we're not going to tangle.
Yeah.
Matt Shelton, I wish we could show you what the right spin looks like, but we don't have a water tank. That would be
Dude,
cool.
it would be so cool.
If we had
to
a
get
current
tester
tank. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
We could get Hayden in here. He has a tester tank.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should talk to. That was going to be that closet over there was where that tester tank was going to be in
Dude,
our.
that would be
big
so
dream.
That'd be
sick.
dialed for so much stuff that we show.
Oh
Seriously.
yeah! Wow. You want to take bets on if it'll happen?
Only if you make it happen, Clint.
Okay. Here, let me see if I can find a video.
Oh, here we go. Do you prefer uphill or downhill trolls? Downhill.
Downhill.
Cover-
Always.
Yeah,
Cover
always
ground.
go with the yeah.
Cover ground. High slack, not a lot of current. You can go uphill.
Side to side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but downhill.
And the only time I've seen where I wasn't downhill trolling get them is way down low, like when you're fishing low.
There was a couple times last year where Charles was on the inside and he was trolling uphill, and I'm like, dude. And then I look back over and he's freaking got one on. I'm
Here's
like,
my
oh,
issue
okay.
with uphill. I miss more bites. I feel like when you're going the same direction as the fish are going, I feel like the rod will thump. They'll strip the bait. Where when you're going downstream, the fish is moving upstream. They see the gear, they turn,
on
they
it.
chase it, and when they turn away from it, that's when they get hooked.
Yeah.
So, not that uphill trolling doesn't work. I just feel like I miss more fish.
That makes perfect sense too.
Yeah.
Because you get them
that one
going
will work,
the opposite direction. That fish turns on the bait, grabs it, and then turns back the way that he was
Turns
going.
to go back upstream
Yeah.
like he got it and won, and that's
Yeah.
when they get hung.
Yep. That's the money. Well, should we talk about some 360s now?
I think we got the triangle
Here, hang on.
Oh,
pretty much covered.
hang on. Let's do a giveaway question.
Show the giveaway, the first giveaway of the night.
First giveaway for the night. And the question's gonna be,
Here, can you guys see this? If I do this, let me see.
Can't even see you.
oh geez.
Can you see it?
Yeah,
I
can see
a
it.
flasher.
You can see it.
That looks like a Sweet Abby or a electric bulldozer.
What is going? Where
I'm
is my
saying
mouse?
Sweet Abby or bacon. It's got that purple look.
Jesus.
Hey. Nice.
That'll do.
Yeah, that will work. Can they see this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, that's a money spin right there.
Notice the short leader in the colored water.
Yeah,
It's okay. Like a little tighter.
it'll work.
It'll
That
work.
one is yeah.
It's a little
that-
wide spin for my liking, but it'll catch fish.
It would work.
It'll
for
catch
sure.
a fish April 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, here's the first giveaway. We got a short bus flasher. We got some bumpers,
The stiffies.
Pips leader box, and a spinner.
Yeah. The question is, what do you prefer fishing with? A triangle or a 360? Easy enough. Answer with triangle
For what,
or 360.
springers?
For springers, yeah.
Triangle.
I like rolling herring. Yeah. I agree.
That's my vote.
Oh, let's see. Come on.
Let's see if I can find a
I
better.
would like to win. That's not the. You got to answer it, you guys. Triangle 360. And that's who's going to get.
Triangle.
Go to your text. That's a good time to do that now.
Okay,
too.
yeah.
Ooh.
Here we go. We got a couple of announcements tonight, guys. So our spring merch drop is going to be March 29th, Sunday, March 29th. And that just happens to be my birthday. So, yeah.
This is in a few days.
Let's Yeah, 11 days. Week and a half. Yeah.
Time is
How
flying.
old are you
It-
going to
it-
be, Jason?
I will be 30 years old
Woo!
this March 29th. Yeah.
Remember when you were 30, Clint?
I'm getting
Oh
up
my
there, yeah.
God, what a baby.
I'm getting up there, though.
Oh my God. Okay.
Another announcement, our Corkers and Addicted collab booth, the Chrome Light boots will be available on that spring drop, so be on the lookout for those if you've been wanting them. And then we're at the Bighorn Sportsman Show.
Started today, I guess.
Yeah, I think started today. And we
Goes
are
through Sunday.
Booth number 5. Yeah, the boys will be over there until Sunday. So if you guys are over there in the Spokane area, head over to the show, check out the booth, say what's up to the dudes, and
That's the last show of the year for us.
I believe so.
Yes, thank God.
Believe so.
And
Yeah.
I think everyone's a little happy to be done with show season, get onto the salmon fishing season,
Yeah, it's
and nicer weather is here to come.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
Here, let's see. Let's see if I can do this one. I probably should watch these before I share them, but hey,
Maybe.
don't really care.
Do not go salmon fishing without watching this. Oh, hooking them up. Cam's loose gloves. Dude, I cannot stand loose gloves.
No, he's got.
Yeah.
That's better.
Roll right there.
That's
it right
way
there.
better.
That's it.
Way better.
There's
That's
the old,
what you actually. That's what you want.
There's
right
the
there.
old corkscrew spin. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say?
What's that?
The drill bit? Drill
That's
bit spin?
I say corkscrew.
Corkscrew.
That's perfect right there.
Yeah, that's a good
And
spin.
of course, it's from Cameron Black. Jeez.
Yeah.
You got lucky on that, baby.
Yeah, he did. Must have. He probably had Sean do it for him.
All right, pick a winner. I've seen a lot of comments come through.
Yeah.
All right, hang on. Sorry, I'm.
Well, I got one rod switched over to triangles. I need to do my other 8 of them.
Picking a winner?
Yeah.
Well, that random. Well,
Do you have a leader you want to put on this for this?
Yeah. Okay. Did you pick a winner?
it's right there. Pierced Koi 121.
Pierce Coy, 121. You won the prize pack.
Email
Email
orders at
addicted orders, right?
Or right there on the screen.
Email
Right there.
orders at addicted.fishing.
There you go.
Mention that you won the first prize pack of the trolling for spring Chinook salmon live feed, and we will get that sent over to you. Right, Clint?
Somebody will not be.
Yeah. Boom.
Now that Colt's doing it instead of Mike.
You might get your prize.
Yeah. You're gonna get it.
You are gonna get it. What was it, Ryan? All this?
Yeah.
Jeez. This is one prize pack?
Yeah, that's one prize
Yeah.
pack.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good one tonight. You run your stuff a little different. You do bead chains on all the ends of your
Yeah.
leaders. I just do the
I just
drill
keep a
off.
clip on the 360.
Yeah.
Where's Gaffney's comment? I saw it go by, but we never.
No way. He's watching right now.
He's live.
He's
Gaffney
lurking.
who?
He's lurking.
She sounds hideous.
Friggin' dude just likes to lurk. Lurking. Lurking, man. I'm
Was he
thirsty.
in here?
He was in there. I saw it somewhere.
Get the tape measure out.
This one?
This is a 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a tape measure for... Oh, I'm red. I'm red, dude.
You're in?
I'm red, bro.
Gaffney, you must be bored.
Well, what you should do is go get some reds.
Yeah. Gaffney, you get my reds yet?
Or the right size greens.
Maybe you got the big greens.
I did get big greens, dude. Some of them are big. Most of them are the right size. What?
All right, you guys. 360 fish talking next. Springer trolling with 360s. Probably should just go through the setup first.
Maybe a little bit more upriver style fishing. You know, a little clearer water.
Tributary.
Yeah. Yep.
They work good in the Willamette and different areas like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, once again, clarity. Clarity is a big thing, right?
Yeah.
Clarity or temperature?
Clarity and temperature.
And temperature.
Not or? It's
Both.
an
A combination of both.
Really?
I would say.
Yeah. So let's go side cam and just talk about the setup first.
Yeah. I'm just gonna bring it out here. Then you can just talk about it. I'll walk down with it.
Line lock, 6 bead chain, anywhere from 20 to 24 inches.
This looks the same as the last one.
It's not. 20 to 24 inches to your 360. Then everyone runs them a little bit different. I keep my dual lock on my 6 bead chain coming off the back. And then what we have down to we're running a prawn spinner rig here. And what we have down there on a double hook setup, I like to run my prawns with a treble in the front. And that's a 2/0 big river behind it. And that seems to work really good.
Not a fine wire bait hook?
Not a fine wire bait hook. So I like the big rivers a lot for when I'm fishing 360s.
What size treble is that?
Number 2.
That's a size 2. And then we've got the custom Riverside copper blade.
Gold.
Gold blade?
So a size 2 treble and a 5/0?
2.
No,
2/0.
Oh,
2/0.
2/0. Like,
And then to separate that, guys, he's got 2 4mm beads and then a bearing bead, a 3mm bearing bead, and just a fixed plastic
tubing.
clevis.
No tubing because we're going to put a coon shrimp on that.
Yep.
so what's the reason behind the no tubing? Because of the coon shrimp. Why is that?
I just never, when I'm fishing bait, I've never put tubing on there. Tubing's more of an attractive thing, like for fall fish or if I'm naked fishing.
Naked fishing?
Naked.
Whoa,
I like
dude.
fishing naked.
Whoa.
Naked spinner
All right, okay.
fishing, Clint.
Oh. I'm still hearing the same thing.
And then no dropper on these, you guys. Some guys will run droppers. Certain times, I don't find myself doing it. I know Nick does it once in a while, and
I feel
other guys.
Yeah, I feel
But
like I'm just never close enough to the bottom to really need the
Yeah.
dropper.
I've tried them. They catch more debris. If you're tapping bottom with them, they'll pop up and go into your bumper line and tangle you up pretty bad. I feel like that 360 is doing a pretty good circle, and you don't need to be banging bottom when you're 360 fishing.
There's enough clarity they can look up and see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On incoming tides and high slack, I think that's when, in the lower Columbia for springers, that's when these things really shine.
Yeah.
When those fish suspend up, when they're not hugging the bottom, going through the humps and trying to stay out of the current, that's when those shine.
For sure.
Hard out goes, definitely not the way to go.
Yeah, you want your stuff to be on the bottom where the fish are.
And I think that's why most of the guys that are running these things are tributary fishing with them a lot. Or like I said, those part of the tides are generally when I'm going to switch over and run them, and I have the best success.
High slack. Huh?
The lower and clearer the water is, the more effective these are going to be on the lower Columbia. If we have higher flows, higher water, less visibility, I think these are going to work not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well,
Trolling uphill or downhill?
Downhill. kind of when it's high slack, you can kind of troll them all over the place.
Right.
You know, those fish aren't hugging a certain depth line and stuff like that. You're just trying to get their attention with that 360. I brought some baits in, so we're gonna put a coon shrimp on that.
Nice. Nice.
And then we'll show. I brought 2 different hook setups that we'll show on that.
Has anyone seen Cameron comment yet?
Nope.
He said he was going to.
He must be still driving. He said he was going to
He
comment.
said he was going to comment the whole time.
So if you want to hold the side cam.
Yeah. Now, are you a rubber? I don't see any rubber bands. Are you a rubber band guy?
Just depends on the time.
Yeah.
Here we got. These work pretty good in the dirty water. They're the Millennial Purple. Look at that. So what I like to do is take my treble. I'm going to see what treble lines up with my hook. So when I tie them, I want to have that hook lined up with one of the trebles a certain way. So what I like to do, you guys, is take my shrimp, go through the meat like that, kind of hold the tail down, pinch it. What do you think, Jason?
That dog will hunt.
So that hook, I want it the opposite direction. I don't want it turned like this. So the shrimp is basically blocking it. I want that that trailer hook turned the opposite way. So when that fish comes up and he goes to nip at that, he's getting stuck.
I've been doing it wrong.
Makes good sense.
That makes great sense. I do it the other way.
What'd you tell me, Clint? I'm not supposed to give too much. Is that too much?
No, you're giving. I like the juice. That makes perfect sense to me. And for whatever reason, I do it the exact opposite of that. And now I won't.
Here's another hook setup that's pretty common for prawn spinners. Just depends on the time when I run the double trebles. So same thing here. I'm going to grab a bait, kind of bend it over, go through the meat, pretty close to the helmet, you guys.
So you're basically going through the spine of it.
Yeah, right through the top of the shrimp. And then I want to make sure I go through the other part of the tail. This one's a little bit. Nope, I didn't like that bait. We're going to go with a different bait.
Different bait.
So, right through the middle. And what I'm trying to do is catch the other part of the tail. So where the tail bends, I'm trying to catch the thin side of it with that treble hook still. And that way it holds that tail down. See how that tail's kind of, and that shrimp looks perfect that way.
Yeah. That's a nice. That looks good. And then the same thing.
And then the only thing with these double trebles is I'll kind of, sometimes they'll get cocked like that. Obviously that's not good. So the way I tie them with just a cinch knot on the back hook, I like to make sure that thing's hanging straight back there. Yeah, and that's the 2 ways I like to rig coon shrimp when I'm trolling them behind a 360.
I always just hook them through the peak.
So I've seen other guys.
Yep, just like that.
They go like this. A lot of guys will do this. And that's fine too, but I don't like how it doesn't lay like parallel with the shank of the hook and the line. So it's more like kind of sitting out there. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
But,
the only reason I like it like that is just because it's quick.
Yeah.
Super fast.
So those are the 2 ways that I've seen people do it. I prefer the first way I showed you guys, but.
So you ever look at that? You're pretty much covering a hook point.
Yeah.
But you're also.
You ever straighten them out and fish them? You know, like I've seen guys with spinners, right? Like prawn spinners with the piece of wire and straighten them out and then have the hooks. You ever do that?
Yeah, I used to. We don't really have the hook set up for it. With singles, what I've done sometimes is I'll take a single hook, go through it, and then I'll half hitch up the tail. So if you half hitch up the tail, then your shrimp's almost like, it'll sit like this.
And you'll see guys that do that with the wire as well.
Yeah. And all you have to do, this is pretty heavy for that kind of setup, but we'll see if I can do it. And I'm just doing 1/2 hitch with what the setup is, but you can see how the shrimp stays straight. Now, I have seen times where that works well, but 95% of the time I'm running my shrimp bent like that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I like how it's like the devil horns up there and then away from that shrimp.
Those are good-looking millennial coon shrimp. You like those whiskers on them? Those are
I
those
do.
are excellent.
I do.
You don't
Yeah.
cut them off?
I want him to tickle the throat of the Springer when he's
longer-
swallowing it.
Yeah, the longer the whiskers, the better, dude.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
joking.
and you know, obviously the pink and reds that Bill Rivas sells are top producers. But he has some other colors that are good like this, especially in dirty water, you guys, the darker color stuff. Like in the Willamette, it's a lot of times we get that turbidity way up, and the darker color baits are going to show up better in that dirty water.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the hallucinator on a dark day.
Exactly.
It just draws more light.
Waiting for Clint to make me a dirty water Michael Jackson bead.
I can make you whatever, dude.
That would be kind of cool, like a half and half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did some half and halves.
We've done
Chartreuse
some
and
half
black
halves.
with some sparkles, or Latoya Jackson, the pink and or sparkly black.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you should see. Well, you guys have seen some of the new.
The new.
The new news are pretty sweet.
All right, let's go to side cam one more time. I got a Brad super bait, and I'm just gonna show.
A cut plug.
This is a mini. This is pretty common way that I like to run them.
Oh, you actually use the hook garage.
That's with a number 4 treble in the hook garage, and this is 2 owners behind it. And I like to make sure what's pretty important if you're running trebles in the hook garage, you guys, instead of a lot of guys run beads with a bead bobber stop or anything like that, is making sure your hooks are lined up. So when I run them, I like to put that treble whatever way when I tie these hooks to where these hooks are facing away from the super bait. If they're turned like this, you're basically blocking the hook, just like on the coonie I just showed.
Right.
So I like to make sure those hooks are either out the side or straight out away from the bait, and that seems to be the best bite. Now, guys will say, do you notice putting that treble in the super bait if the spin's a little bit different? I definitely agree. It slows the rotation down. But behind a 360, you guys, when that 360 is whipping, it's spinning so fast that I don't know, maybe sometimes they like it slowed down a little bit on the rotation.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, obviously, wherever you guys are fishing, make sure you can run, if you're going to tie up setups like this, that the treble hooks are legal. Ocean coho, ocean fishing, I definitely just run 2 hooks.
2 out the back.
With a couple beads and a bobber stop is how I run them out there. But if it's legal, I like that setup there.
That treble hook right in the middle of that bait does not suck.
No. And a lot of times, honestly, the fish are hooked on the back too, and this is pulled out and your bait's kind of gone up the line. But I just like how it keeps the hook positioning proper when you're fishing them.
Yeah.
So. Rotten Banana, pretty good Springer killer there.
What do you like to stuff yours with?
Tuna fish.
Tuna, herring. I was doing
Sand shrimp.
Yeah, a little mixture of kind of everything.
Yeah, I mean, Springers, I don't think there's, when you're talking tuna and stuffer baits for Springers, I feel like they like everything.
They're just very bitey fish.
Yeah.
Very bitey fish.
The Millennial Mulch works good.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of play around, but main thing is getting your thump, just like fall fishing, thumping it proper. Just got to work a little bit more, you guys, when you're 360 fishing to keep it in that strike zone. Like I said, these spring Chinook, they're not going to charge up like 20, 30 feet like we see the fall fish do.
Yeah, they don't want to move as much. They're
a little bit colder water, a little bit lazier.
They're aggressive, but they're not more aggressive in that sense.
Yeah.
That when they bite, when a Springer bites, Usually you get them.
Yeah, they want to eat it.
They want to freaking eat
Or a
it.
fall Chinook, he's all developed and just trying to swipe and kill stuff.
Yep.
Springer, he's going to eat it.
Yeah. Yep. I agree.
Tuna balls. You ever put tuna balls on stuff?
I haven't.
When I'm bobber fishing, but that's for another live feed. That's for a couple weeks away. So.
Did you talk about change?
You
What
got
happened?
a mess
Oh
going,
my
dude.
God, my brain just shut off. Do you change line weight or you know what I'm talking about? Heavier line for 360s or the same as that triangle setup?
Line weight?
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say.
I like to go a little bit heavier. I like running 25 for my triangles, and for spring Chinook, I'm going to run 30 behind a 360.
Fluoro or mono?
Either or.
Jason?
For 360s, I like a 30 pound mono. But I don't know why, but just
in the fall we're running 50 pound.
Yeah.
And
well,
they don't care at all.
No.
Non-fluoro.
Yeah, I would. Dude, I bet if you went out and rolled herring with 40 pound, Maxima,
Yeah.
you would probably still get bit.
Yeah. You're going to get bit. It's just a little bit harder to get that herring to roll as finesse as you want with a triangle.
Yeah.
Behind the 360, go 40 if you want. It's fine. A lot of these areas we're fishing, it's a little bit more snaggy than what we're doing in the fall where we're out in the middle of the Columbia River. So I don't feel like I ever break fish off on 30. And if I hang up, I like to be able to break my gear off and not lose the whole setup.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I run 30.
Do you ever fish just spinners with no bait or prawn or anything?
Oh,
Spinners?
definitely. If the water gets warm enough and clear enough.
How warm? What's your guys' temperature to switch from bait to lures?
50.
I was going to say like 52, 53. I'll still roll a herring at 51, 52. But if I notice the fish telling me something different, that's when I'll switch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I usually do is, I'll have multiple rods going out in the boat, and I'll have, especially when the temps get up like that, I'll roll 3 herring and roll, 2 super baits.
And I feel like the water temps tells me when I should be 360 fishing. Like it's getting the fish kind of charged up. See a lot of guys sticking with their triangle and herring when that water's warming, and they're just eating popcorn watching the show.
The fish get less lethargic in that warmer water. They get even more aggressive.
Yeah, I like 51.2, 51.3. Like that's
Shut up.
You're a nerd, dude.
Jason with his 51, 52, 51.
54.
Oh.
I'll roll a herring at 60. Why not?
I mean, we're down at
blow
buoy
out
10
and-
I
rolling
was
up
just
at-
going to say we're down at buoy 10
a
rolling
little
up at
different those fall
64
fish
degree
down
water.
in brackish water that's a mix of salt and fresh.
Yeah.
Do you think scent matters for springers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Okay.
it pays to have that little hint of anise in there. A little hint of anise, a little something extra.
Yeah.
You remember when
Maybe a sweet bait, maybe a little bit
when
of hot
Cameron's
bait.
old deckhand put like half a bottle of anise in every one of his brines?
I do remember that story. Yeah. Yeah, that is...
So what's your
Potent.
favorite scents then besides anise?
For springers,
Yeah.
sand shrimp and anise.
Bloody tuna.
Bloody tuna.
Bloody tuna is a
one.
good one.
Yeah. Do you use the injectors? Or you just put it in the belly cavity?
A lot of times I put it in my brine.
Okay.
Once I'll make like, I still use jars, and I'll have like 3 or 4 different jars in different scents.
Yeah.
And I'll add it to when I'm brining my herring, say the night before. So, garlic too. Can't say. There's been times when the garlic was.
I hate garlic. I hate garlic scent.
I hate the smell of it. It makes me gag, but I've also seen times where I was absolutely wrecking them.
Springers?
In 200 boats, and everyone's just going.
What's this guy doing?
How warm was the water? Do you remember?
You know,
Like is that a warmer water?
51.87 to.
yeah. See, you're spot on. We're on the same range. Like, yeah. Yeah, 51.823.
Yeah. Right in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Josh, I run 20-pound mainline to my 15-pound leader for 360 fishing. Oof.
Nice.
Okay.
That's you're.
I'm sure it'll work as long as there's no boats and seals around.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wonder if that barbless hook, that's a lot to let them run around with a barbless hook. I like to kind of pull them to the boat.
Yeah.
Get them in the net.
Yep. So, Nestor
what about other
Linwood.
baits besides herring?
Huh?
What about any other baits besides herring? You ever do anchovies or anything upriver like this, or is that more of a fall fish?
Anchovies are a good thing to have in the mix. They're a little bit tougher to come by in the spring, but certain years I've seen them work really good. Other years I saw where they didn't work,
Mm-hmm.
But
yep, and we're just running those whole with a helmet.
But
we showed you guys that last week.
Favorite helmet?
This year with the weather the way it is, we were looking at warm water. Now I think we're gonna be our water temps. My prediction is we're gonna be in that like 47 to 49 range with a little bit of color in the water during the peak of time for Lower Columbia. So I believe.
That warm? You think we'll be that warm?
Yeah. I believe herring's gonna be the top producer this year.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, we're not talking if we get an extension or any of that. We're talking, that 10-day window when the most pressure on the river is going to be when most of the guys are out there.
Yeah, there was a question. Go up a little bit, Clint. Keep going. No. Nestor Linwood, what about sitting on anchor targeting traveling fish? We will be talking about that next week.
Next week, yeah.
Next week we'll be talking about sitting on the pick and running quick fish.
That might be the juice this year.
It might be. We'll see.
Yeah.
Good thing we put anchor fishing in the title.
Today?
On this one?
Yeah.
That's
Why?
next week.
Tonight's title, let me just read it to you. Now, let me turn on my mic so everyone.
Tonight's title.
Trolling setups and anchor fishing techniques.
Yep.
No.
Well, we'd have no anchor techniques with us.
Yes, no anchor techniques with us. Next week we will be focusing all on anchor techniques. Everything from, baits, lures, different techniques for getting your gear down.
What about this?
Oh.
This is a good question. Left hand or right hand herring spin? What about remember there's flashes out there that spin, some spin left, some spin right. You think there's a difference in which way your herring spins versus your flasher, or?
I feel like as long as it's spinning down there. As long as it's spinning.
Yeah.
You don't care about that.
I think most of us
1%.
are right spin people.
Most. There might be a couple lefties out there. But,
The triangles definitely spin to the right. Wrong one.
Do they?
I don't know.
I think they spin clockwise.
Now we got ourselves confused. Here's one right here. They go like this, yeah. So I'm going to have my bait spinning like this.
No, they go this way. They go with the wings.
No, they don't.
You're telling me that scoops the water?
Yeah, it's right. It's a right spin triangle flasher. Back to the video. Back to the video.
Back to the video.
Pull up the video.
Stand by.
God,
Stand by.
almost giving ourselves a headache.
I know, right? Good
Oh,
Lord.
remember what I said? Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
The most
I'm
important
so
thing is
glad
go
I
out there.
I just squirreled
Spend
us
time.
so big.
Flashback to 1989.
gonna give myself a headache thinking about it. I don't know. I just go cut them, make sure my baits are spinning good.
Yeah,
Make sure
right.
you're tapping bottom.
Yeah.
Make sure you're not trolling so fast you're blowing your baits out. And I like to refer to Cameron saying on all fishing, number one ingredient to catch fish is fish.
They gotta be there. Gotta be there.
Hang on.
You can't find the video now?
No, I'm having. Just give me a minute.
Give him a sec.
Just give me time.
Set up the kiddie pool. We need a test tank. We do. We would use that test tank a lot.
It'd have to be a decently sized test tank, though.
Yeah, about 3/4 of the size of the closet over there. I would be using it off camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's turning counterclockwise.
Yeah, see if it. Yeah, the wings. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are saying short bass and big owls spin opposite each other.
They very well might.
Counterclockwise. Huh.
That's going counterclockwise, right?
Yeah.
No, that's going clockwise.
Clockwise, that's rotating to the right.
No, it's going this way.
It's
spinning
going
like
left.
this in
It's
the water.
counterclockwise.
It's counterclockwise.
Replay.
Look, watch top. It's going
Okay,
this
for
way
the
and
next
it's spinning
prize
this
pack,
way.
whatever way.
Clockwise.
That's
clockwise.
counterclockwise.
No,
No, it's not.
It's opposite. If you look at it like this.
That is counterclockwise.
Okay, yeah. If you're looking at it from the bait side, yes, it is spinning
Yeah.
counterclockwise. Okay,
No.
we're on the same page. Clint,
That is spinning counterclockwise.
do you cross your eyes when you read a clock too? Like what?
I can tell you on a propeller on an airplane, that's spinning counterclockwise.
You're looking at it?
It's going this way through the water, right?
Yes.
And it's turning this way.
Yes. So you're looking at it from the bait side. I just agreed with you. It is spinning counterclockwise.
Oh, whatever, numbnuts.
Easy.
Well, sick, dude. That's. I mean,
That was fun.
we covered a lot of stuff. I
Yeah.
think
Let's
we
do
have
one more
We
giveaway.
have one more giveaway.
One more prize pack
And,
here.
I mean, we might have one more. How many viewers do we have, Clint?
Oh, God. I thought I just hit quit on this app.
Oh.
42.
242.
I guess I'm getting that Springer seat.
Come on.
I'm going to sit back and
Come
tangle
with
your
me.
triangle flasher.
Come with me.
Step on my bait. I need another bait, Jason. I need another bait.
One stipulation: if you go with me, you have to bring your own bait. Yeah. Well, I mean, I gave you guys a chance. I mean, 350 is. I mean, I think that's what we had last week.
I think it was up to like 270.
Oh, this week?
Yeah. And then it's,
Fell off, man.
yeah.
Come on, guys.
Cameron, why are they sitting right next to each other? I'm not sitting.
Because there's a rod over there, Cam.
Yeah.
Plus, they like each other. Get a little closer. Don't be shy. Shut up, Jason.
All right. Any other questions out there for triangles or 360s? See if we can answer them. But we kind of covered everything.
I feel like we covered everything pretty well.
Everything besides getting out there and, trying it on your own, you guys, or getting out with one of us.
It's like a kid.
Yeah.
Cameron must be at his destination now.
That or in town, stopped at a light or something.
Mm.
Love it, boys.
Hey, when are we going to talk about favorite Springer recipes? Like, how many pounds of mayonnaise do you like putting on your Springer when you cook it?
Oh, goodness.
Ryan,
0.
remember me? I was the one that swung for the fences, set the hook on your boat at Drano. No, I don't. I've seen it happen a lot. Did you land it is the question.
Swinging for the fences?
Yeah, people get excited.
They do get excited.
Yeah.
That's true.
I think that's what we haven't talked about. Triangle fishing. When you're getting bit, literally sit on your hands and wait till line is coming off the reel.
Yeah.
I've seen those springers bite it 12 to 14 times pumping the rod before they're actually hooked.
Yep.
So the number one mistake is people say throttle setting on them, grabbing the rod, any of that. Just be patient. Number one thing for Springer bite on herring is be patient.
Let them eat it. Let them chew on it. Fish do 4 things.
My saying is you can only be too early. You can't be too late. If that fish is going to get hooked, he's going to get hooked.
Yep.
You can only be too early on springers. It's not like 360 fishing where it's going to hammer down, line's going to come off. They'll just kind of chew on that bait, chew on that bait, chew on that bait. And one other thing for triangle fishing, which if you're getting bit and they let it go, sometimes just slowly stripping out like a half a pole will get that fish to come back on that.
Look at this, $50 super chat.
Yeah, thanks for the super chat. I'm not sure what that
Patricia,
is.
what's up? We made it back from Vegas.
Oh, okay. So you know.
Yeah.
You know this
Yeah.
person. Nice.
Hope to see you guys soon.
She just super chatted us $50, so she must have done well in Vegas.
You win big in Vegas?
Oh man.
Her and her fiance, they're getting married, and they posted a picture of at like one of those Vegas. I go, you guys didn't get married down there. And she's like, no, just messing around.
Oh wow.
What about
82 degrees in Idaho today? That's a warm one for over there. This time of year, I feel like.
where in Idaho was it 82, did it say?
No. It says all the water is coming down fast. 82 degrees today here in Idaho.
That's the only water
Very
I'm worried
early.
about for the trolling game. That's why I say anchor game might be because, you know, they had the Clearwater had all that flooding last week and landslide. So there's some dirty water coming down. We got a couple weeks till the prime time, but it's definitely going to not be crystal clear and low like it was.
Yeah.
That's out of the question anymore.
Yep.
But it also kind of put those fish in a tighter swimming lane, I guess, so we don't have to be out in the shipping lane in that 35 to 50 feet of water. I think it's going to put them in tighter.
It's kind of like steelhead fishing in high water in a sense. Yep. You know, pushes them all to a certain zone.
10 to 20 feet. I've even caught them in 8 feet before. Like, that means all those guys plunking off the bank are going to do well instead of on those low Clearwater years. They don't hook very many fish.
Yeah. Yep.
How many people do you think have caught a springer already this year? Because there's more being caught than people are. There's actually.
Well, there was until this last little water spell, and I think it slowed down for a lot of guys. I heard of a couple right before the tribs blew out, and then ever since it's been pretty quiet.
Yep. Yeah, I know of a handful that's been caught on a certain tributary, and I'm like, dang, dude, I want one.
Yeah.
Really bad. I might be getting diver rods ready tonight to do a little bit of it tomorrow.
I don't know if this tributary or this water doesn't tame down. I'm ready to put my prop on and get after it, because the water's decent right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, above the Willamette. The Willamette's still pretty dirty. Guys fishing down low on the Columbia are fighting some dirty water. But next week we will be talking anchor fishing and techniques, and probably going to throw in some bank fishing techniques to go with that next week.
Yeah, they kind of all go hand in hand.
Yeah.
48 over Bonneville.
Medford 80 today? Seriously?
Jeez.
Whew.
All right, let's do this giveaway.
Yeah. And I guess we'll just, what do we want to ask for the question? What's your favorite way to catch a spring Chinook? Let's do that. Yeah. Mine might be
Bobber.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine might be bobber or back bouncing or something. Back bouncing's fun, or hover fishing.
Yeah.
The hover bite is.
I'd probably have to say bobber and then hover fishing. Now I kill more springers trolling.
Yeah.
No question.
Dude, that hover bite though, when you were just straight connected to that fish, where it's just womp womp and you're into him, dude. Yeah. That's hard to beat.
You're gonna have to keep talking for like 2 minutes.
That's hard to beat.
With
Free
both
drifting
hands.
eggs in a guide boat with both hands. Never caught a springer. Well, if you want to catch a springer and you don't have any ways or means to do so yourself, I have dates available. I'm sure Ryan's got a couple days available.
I got some dates available too. Get a hold of us.
Yeah.
our technical guy's not here to throw up our links or anything, but
Yeah, easiest way to get a hold of me is just getting onto my website, filling out the book a trip form, and it'll shoot me an email, and I will get back to you soon as possible. And the website to go to is steelobsession.com.
yeah, and for me, probably the same way. We got riversideguide.com, book a trip, or hit us up on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook,
or
Instagram.
Look us up, and we'll get you guys dialed in. I'll be doing springers, not next week, but the week after, all the way until the end of June.
So last week of March.
Last week of March, all the way till the end of June.
Yep. Likewise, I'll be trying to do something, trolling wise, salmon wise, pretty much like you said, until the end of June.
Yeah.
So don't wait until the week of or the week before to book your trip. Get your trip booked sooner than possible, sooner than later, and you'll be in better hands.
Cameron, you must be really
for a better
bored
day.
right now.
No, not salmon obsession. No, steel obsession. I don't know. I was thinking about a name change, though. But I'm not going to let it out of the bag because it still might happen. I was thinking about a name
Luigi's
change.
Guide Service, dude?
No.
You going back to your roots?
Nope. Nope. Tag and guide service.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, so pick a winner, Clint. This is a pretty good one. We got the short bust stiffy bumper lines. What are these? Oh, 18-inch, perfect for the triangle flashers.
Perfect for triangles.
We got a short bust flasher. We got, what is this one? I don't know. It's a good one. The chartreuse
It's like a disco ball.
disco short bust flasher, and we got a fishing lead sinker gauge is what they're going to win on this prize pack.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. Spin it up. We'll see. Forward trolling cut plug.
Fish Me 503.
You have won the second prize pack for tonight's live feed. Email orders@addicted.fishing. Let them know you've won the second giveaway on tonight's live feed, and we'll get that shipped out to you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much going to wrap it up for us.
Yeah, thanks everybody for watching tonight. And good luck out there, and hope to see you guys out on the water.
We'll see you next week.
Yep.